Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Darkstone Dossiers with your host, Anthony Darkstone.
Greetings. Buonasera a tutti. Buenas noches. Bonsoir. And a very, very good evening to everybody. And a good afternoon and good morning, depending where you're watching this on the planet. I have to tell you that the Darkstone Dossiers has been running now as a talk show for just over 2 years. And it is a production of the Society of American Magicians, SAM International. We have several members from various countries around the world. Society of American Magicians. Well, for you, those of you who don't know, yes, you can be a member. You don't have to be an American citizen. Neither do you have to reside in the United States. In fact, our next president, in a matter of weeks, has as his motto and slogan, "We welcome the world." The most important thing is that right after the show, we have what we call meet and greet, and that's where we open up a chat and your mics, and you can talk directly to my guest. How cool is that? Having got all of that out of the way, I would like to introduce you to a couple of gentlemen. One of them, in fact, is a past national president of the Society of American Magicians, and I am very proud, joyous, and delighted that as of last year, he is the dean of SAM International. So, ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to Dr. Joel Batman Zuritsky.
So glad you're here. It's going to be an awesome event.
Please welcome our president-elect, and in a matter of a few weeks, the president of the whole of the SAM, Mr. Rod Chow.
Thank you, Anthony. Yes, we welcome the world, and it's so exciting to see everyone here from all parts of the world, and to have Javi come to us all the way from Spain. So thank you, Javi, for coming and share your magic and stories with us today. And thank you, Anthony, for arranging this incredible Darkstone Dossiers. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you so much, Rod. Having given you all that information, I think the next thing I need to do is to bring on my guest. Ladies and gentlemen, without a lot of further ado, I want to, just introduce you to Javi Benetiz. What? No, you're kidding. Oh my goodness. Wait. Okay.
Hello? Oh, wait. Oh.
Javi!
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. What's going on? ¿Qué tal, hombre?
Yeah, what?
What?
Today is today, but
yeah, today. Ahora, now, ahora.
Don't worry. I go to my studio really quick, okay? I just grab a couple of things and I go there, okay? Just wait for me. Yeah, I'm a magician and can be really quick. Okay, see you there. Bye bye.
Ay, madre de Dios.
Hey, señorita. Hey, hello. Do you know where is my car? My car. No. She doesn't know. Okay, let's go. Oh, there it is! I have to go to take a bath very quick, okay? A quick bath. Just a very quick bath. I go to my studio. Oh my gosh, I forgot my pajama. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I have to go to take some magical objects for the show, but I'll be there with you in my studio very quick. Hello? Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, hola, Javi, ¿qué tal?
Hey, hey,
Are you
hello.
are you okay now? Are you all fresh and clean and
Yes, I'm
everything?
fresh and clean.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Are you still awake?
Oh, I told you, just 2 minutes, 2 minutes to be here with all of you. Oh, wow,
Yeah.
many people
Well,
here.
yeah.
I can see.
Thank you very much for being here. Yeah, that was everything was really good. Hasta luego. See you later. No, I'm
Hey,
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
you
kidding. I'm
funny
kidding.
guy.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, not really. Well, hey, so are you. Everybody who knows me well knows I love mischief, and I've gotten up to a lot of mischief. If you're gonna have magic and mischief, well, hey, what's the point? Welcome. Benvindos, Javi. Great,
Thank you. Thank
great,
you very much. It's a
great.
pleasure. It's a real pleasure for me to be with you. And I'm a new member too. Recently, I am in SAM, and I'm really happy. So I say hi to all of you guys there, and it's a pleasure to be in this amazing group.
Thank you, Javi. Thank you. Gracias. It's very, very good to have you with us in not only the SAM, but obviously our international wing as well. So it's really great. In fact, you became a member a few weeks ago, didn't you? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I still want to be a member, so it's great.
Well, that's very good because when we spoke last week, I did say to you, in fact, that you have to keep supplying us with tapas and very good riojas.
Yes, very good wine. Yeah, of course.
That was a lovely video. Thank you. That was a lot of fun and mischief, and I loved the
Oh,
flamenco. I love the flamenco music in the
oh, thank you,
background.
thank you very much. Has been a long trip recording that video. It's amazing, and everything is real. I've been in all those places with that pajama, and I've been, hired people. No, you cannot record anything like this here, and oh man, has been an amazing journey all around the world.
It has. That's not bad for a young guy like you at 17.
17, well, it's 15.
Oh,
15.
okay. I'm
I'm
sorry.
15. Look at me.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I made you older. Okay. Well, hey, it's my
Yeah,
it's my fault. Uh, just
I've been
settle
two
back.
years in magic, actually.
uh, let's just tell people very, very quickly for those who don't know, right?
Yeah,
You being a creative director, you've been a consultant for magic. You are the president of the Spanish Magic Society
yeah,
and the founder of the Magic Library in Spain, which houses some amazing things. I know also we have a number of very good friends in common, Jorge Blas, Pablo Segovia, and many others that we will mention in due course. Pablo, of course, from the Houdini Room in Madrid.
yes.
And we will talk about Houdini later. When we get to the meet and greet, I will get our current president to tell us a little bit about some events happening on March the 27th. Our current president, our most illustrious Tom Gentile, will tell us about that with the meet and greet. Now, along your career, you've had, I can't spend all the show listing all your accomplishments. People can see that very easily on your website, on the posts I've made, and on your Facebook page,
A part of
etc.
it, a part of it.
Part of it, exactly. Yeah, you're quite
Yes.
right. You're quite right. What I want to do, Javi, is to take you back a little bit when you were older, of course,
Yeah.
to some times with what I consider to be really legendary names that you've spent time with and you've shared ideas and exchanged thoughts. The first
Yes.
one, we cannot possibly start anything without this gentleman, and that is Arturo Ascanio.
Yes, Arturo Dascanio. Oh, look at that. This is
Look
in
at that.
Magia Dia
There.
in 1993, approximately. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And of course, many of the more aficionados of magic and older guys like myself will know of the famous Scanios spread, but he knew much
yeah.
more than that, didn't he? Much more than that. Much more than that. The other one, of course, is another wonderful gentleman, a legend in magic also, Charlie Reynolds.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys look
Yes, I were
cold.
in New York. I were
Mhm.
studying creativity and also magic. So I met him. I were in his place for weeks, checking all his beautiful, amazing poster billboards of magic. He had an amazing collection. Yeah, and that day was crazy, but we were there. I,
Yeah,
well,
an
yeah.
absolute legend. The other one I want to pull up, of course, that we have to mention, which was a very good friend of yours, and again, you exchanged ideas and creativity with this gentleman, Danny de Ortiz.
Yeah, a good friend, a brother. Danny, oh, look at that in his place, in his new house. And yeah, he's an amazing friend. He's a little younger than me. If I'm 15, he's like 13. But I can assure you that all he knows, he learned from me.
I'm sure that is absolutely correct. And we're going to have this on tape as well. We'll send him a copy of it. Oh, I know. I happen to know that you two guys are really close pals. Well, hermanos, if you like, brothers, yeah, and you exchange ideas and things like that. Another
Yeah,
interesting.
Arturo Dascanio once told me that he feel that we were brothers because in the way of thinking, in the way of relating, and that's very nice because he only said that with Jacob Daly, Dr. Jacob Daly, and Danny Rai, and few more. So I feel really, really impressed for those words that he told me.
Absolutely. I totally understand where you're coming from, because when you have the great legendary Descansa en Paz, Arturo Ascanio, saying something like that to you that he said to Dr. Jacob Daly, that is really something, and you should. I think everybody will agree. You should feel proud of that. Let's pull up another little picture we have here. Michael Kaminsky, Howard Hamburg, and Shutagawa.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember what you guys were all talking about?
Yeah, I know. Can we say, yeah. There it is. Yeah, because I try to go every year a couple of times to the Magic Castle. So I met there Howard Hamburg, and he's like a big brother, a father. He's a very, very good friend, and Kaminskis and well, Chudogawa, we have same age, and we spend time, and we have. Well, I can tell you a story about Chudogawa later if we talk about
do it now.
Fulas. Oh, really?
Yeah,
well, he's Chudogawa is such an amazing friend that when I went for the first time to Fulas Penn and Teller show, he came from Japan to LA, and he arrived at 12 in the night, maybe. He took a car, he drove all night long to Vegas just to see me, to support me, because my shooting was gonna be the next day. So he spent some time with me, just supporting me. And we drink something, and we had jamon that I bring from Spain, that he loved jamon, and we enjoyed that. And man, he was awake for more than 24 hours just to see me a couple of hours, and then he rest, and he took the car back to LA because he had work there. So an amazing friend, brother, and I really love him. Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I mean, there's not many folks who would do that kind of thing, and I'm really glad. I've never met Shoot, but I've heard so many wonderful things about him, and I'm glad you shared this story just now with us too. And just for 3 people here who don't know what jamon is, it's spelled Jamon in Spanish. And that's like a kind of super duper, top of the range ham.
Yes,
it really
it's like
is.
The caviar.
Yes, sir.
Of pork.
Absolutely. If you're a vegetarian, sorry about that, but hey, what can I say? I'm just telling you.
In Spain, I have some friends that are vegetarian, but they sometimes eat a little bit of jamon because it's so good.
It's difficult not to, and it's very difficult to eat one slice, correct?
Correct.
It's
It's magical. The taste is magical.
Yeah, as you slice it, you can't just go, okay, I'll just have a little taste. No, you can't. You've got to get up and walk away. Otherwise, you're going to just stuff your face with it. And probably several glasses of Rioja as well at the same time.
Why not?
Well, exactly. Speaking of, wonderful legends who have spent time with you and people like that. Incidentally, Howard was on the Darkstone Dossiers not that long ago, and it was a great show with him. And then, of course, another gentleman was on the Darkstone Dossiers last year, if I recall, with his dear wife Abigail, very good friend of mine, and that's Jeff McBride. So you've spent some time.
Oh yeah,
Jeff. Yeah. You spent some time with Jeff, and of course.
Look at that. That's my special mat that he have one, and it's an amazing mat that I have. It's very difficult to make, but I'm very proud of it. Very, very proud.
Excellent. And then we had another guys on. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, we became friends because. Well, I don't know, but we became friends, and it's amazing because when I was a kid, I watched his shows on TV, and now I can call him, and we have great conversations, and I go to his place, and so that's what I think magic have amazing. That it's not only magic and the tricks or the magic that you learn, but also what you learn for your life and the friends that you get and what you do, travel, discover things. And so to me, magic is the most amazing thing that happened in my entire life. Absolutely.
Well, I think I and several people will agree with you, because my life would have been lacking so much if it's not for, as you say, great magical friends. And Jeff has this wonderful house. I don't know if you had time to go upstairs and look at his library or whatever. It's just really an amazing, it's very unassuming when you walk through the front door, and then it just keeps on going. It just keeps on going. That's a story for another time, the time I spent with him. And, he kindly invited me one time to go and perform on the Wonderground as well. But that's another story with Jeff, because I want to very quickly also go to another gentleman who was also on the Darkstone Dossiers last year, or maybe the year before, and that is another great Canadian. I wonder what became of him. Do you think he'd get anywhere? Sean Farquhar.
Oh yeah, he's beautiful, handsome. He's great. He's amazing magician, and he was here. No, you interviewed him. I've seen.
I did on the Ducks. Yeah, you saw it, right? And Sean, interestingly enough, and this links. Well, he was just a very fast story. This is your show. It's not about me. But as we've got Sean up, a very fast story. I first met him. Oh my Lord, probably about my son's 40, so I guess I'm going back 20, 21 years ago. And he was a competitor at an SAM convention in Dallas. And I was one of the judges, and he got joint first place there. And then we kept in touch. And the next time he was on stage with me was with Joe Turner, and Jason Andrews, and Michael Finney. By the way, all of these are also members of the SAM International. They were on a talk show at an IBM thing that I did. And interestingly, all three of them, apart from Jason, who went on to become presidents of the IBM. So he's a great guy, and I believe he's doing some wonderful things with Hidden Wonders, which is a theater over in Canada somewhere, right? Did we pull up the one of you and Juan Tamarez already? Can you remember? I don't think so. Did we?
No, but let me show you, because I have here.
Oh, there it is.
When I was 16 or something like that.
Yeah.
Here you are.
Oh, yeah.
Like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Senor Juan. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We have that one, because that one is in his place on summer. That we get meetings every day with him, and we discuss about many things. So every summer for 3 months, almost 3 months, we are together with Juan Tamariz, and we learn a lot.
You
Now
know,
this
of
is
course,
at night.
you know it's
Okay.
it's a big secret, and I'm going to reveal it. Yeah, he is the world champion on playing air guitar, not air guitar, air violin.
The violin, the
Yeah.
invisible
Well,
violin.
those of us who've been around a while and have met him will understand the joke. But yes, a remarkable brain and wonderful man. So you've had some wonderful influences in your life. Are there any others that I have not mentioned that you can think of?
Yeah, sure. Of course, there are. Well, there are many. Everybody. I've learned from everybody.
Hmm.
So I could mention a lot of them. A lot of them. Django Edwards, the clown. I learned from him. The Afner, the eccentric. I learned from him, and it's amazing. Uh, I could name a lot, but like my oldest ones, like the ones biggest pillars to me are, of course, Esli Dini, Dave Vernon, Arturo Dascanio, Charles Bertram, Ross Bertram, and also Charles Bertram, the old one,
Mm-hmm.
and well, and many more, but Juan Tamariz, of course. So
Yeah,
it's long. It's yeah. I try to be like a sponge, like to get everything from everyone, and
that's it. That's exactly what I was saying. You've got now. I got to know you, and through Andrew Cooper, of course, of AC Magic's also a member of SAM International. He helped you with your lecture for the Magic Castle, etc. Now you've got this incredible creative brain, and like all good creative people, you said it. There's one word, and that's sponge. You absorb. In a way, I think if you want to become a good magician at the same stature and level of yourself, Charlie Reynolds, Escanio, Senor Juan, etc., you have to become a little bit eclectic, absorb it, cook it if you like, and then create something new which is original. You're very good at that sort of thing, aren't you? You take things and ideas and absorb, and
I don't not only take things, but I exactly remember who told me when I learned, and I didn't realize this since the moment I was thinking harder, and I remember talking about timing, talking about stage magic transposition with Charles Reynolds in a cafeteria in New York in 2003. So almost 20 years ago. And I remember what he told me, and if I apply or not apply in which tricks. So I think that's important to have to train your brain to well, look at this, no? I always carry my notebook, and I bought this in Japan because it's perfect for my pocket. It has a very small pen, so it's perfect to carry, and also I can change the paper. So every time I finish one, I take it out, and I put a new one. So I went to Japan. I found this. I bought like I don't know 100 of them, and I tried to write here almost everything, pam, 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 and then I take the paper and I put in a folder about that topic, and then the day that I work on that, I take all those and write more and this and that. So that makes easier to remember what you should know or what you know.
I agree, because I think the greatest mistake a lot of magicians make, particularly when they get to my age or thereabouts, is, yeah, it's okay. I don't need to write that down. I'll remember it. No, you don't. I'll tell you a little fun story.
Yeah.
And it's a name you will know, and many, many people will know it. Joaquin Ayala, when I did way back in the day, an article on him, he told me that he has scraps of toilet paper in shoe boxes. Ideas that come to me right on the toilet paper, puts it in shoe boxes. So thank you for sharing that, because that's a very important thing in any performance art, and indeed in creativity. You write this idea down. You never know when it's going to come in useful, what you're going to do with it.
Yeah.
You know? And
well, in my case, for example, that many people here maybe are like me, that I read a book, and after 1 month or 3 months, I don't remember most of the book. So I've been reading all magic books, many of them that I don't remember almost anything. So when someone tells me, oh, in a spare card technique, is this technique? No, that technique doesn't appear there. Sure, it is. And look, it's here. And I'm like, wow, I'm reading that book almost every year. And I'm reading this part and that part, and I've read the whole thing, and I've practiced it, but I still don't remember many things. But what I did, and it's working very good, is to not only take notes on the books, but also put it in a paper and have like resumes of the things that I think are the good ones for me. So this trick or this trick or this trick, and I put it that in clean and very, very short,
Mm-hmm.
and then that makes me remember much better those books if I write down the ideas, and I can check, during time, like I can check, oh, what is in this book, and I check my notes instead of the book now, which is much faster, and of course, one thing is to have it in physical paper and not PDF or in the computer or the phone or anything like that. That doesn't work to me, I feel that I have all those knowledge in that iPad, for example, but it's not true. To me, it's not true. That's a very good tool to find things like palming car with side steel or something. And you can find it in many books, or you have the Dennis Berg website for that. So that's one tool, but to remember things, really, you have to do the work on paper still, at least in my case.
Well, I think that's something I definitely agree with, and I know a lot of our mutual friends would, because yes, technology is a good thing, but you know what? It goes crazy the day you really need to look something up. I have tons of paper and files and shoeboxes, basically. So, and I label the shoeboxes, so I know where to go look for something, and sometimes even the reference. Okay, this was from this book by, and on page 139. So then, because you, like you said, you cannot remember where did you get, which book was it? You can't look through, 27 books to figure it out. So I'll make little notes. So I think this is a very useful tip that you've given. I think, all pros or hobbyists or amateurs, whatever you want to call yourself as a magician, this is essential to creativity, because that's your background, isn't it, as a creative director?
Yeah, absolutely. And you are too. So you know perfectly. And I'm you have to touch things. In my case, I need to touch things. I cannot create in a computer. No, a routine or a technique is impossible. You have to be with the cards in hand, to touch it, to play with, if you want to be creative. If not, and you want to do like TikTok videos, and you buy a bunch of tricks and you do there, and maybe you can have tons of followers. And so well, this is another story, but I don't know how is magic now in those medias. But in my case, I still love books. I love to study and to learn and to grab ideas that help me to find other ideas. And I really, really love that. So I'm probably from the old school, but I think is I don't know. I enjoy that. I remember one story with Chin Lim. We were together. We were together in China in a tour, and one day we were talking, and he said that he created a technique, and I said, but that appears in Robert Houdin book. That's very old. And he said, oh, I don't know. And I said, well, maybe you should know, and you can read that book. It's very interesting, has a lot of theory. It's an incredible book, very good tricks. And he said, well, I'm from the audiovisual generation. I don't need to learn from books. And I was like, wow, Wow, that's amazing. That's really amazing. So, but what happened? The old people don't have eyes to learn, didn't see shows and things. So that's a very interesting conception of things that today I can see in many young magicians, that they are watching videos all the time and learning from there. And I don't know if it's good or not. I don't really know. I'm totally confused right now with the world, how fast it's going. But what I know is what I like, what I enjoy, what I think is good for me. And for me is still books, studying and finding the roots of what I know. I feel good with that. And I, for example, don't feel good doing something that I don't know who is the creator. Maybe I'm stealing something or not. If I don't know, that has no value inside for me.
I think this is absolutely important, these points that you raise. I think for many people in our audience, I'm sure, if not all of them, would agree with this. It brings me to mind, nothing to do with magic. Well, it is kind of a magic of a sort. You know, I can understand, I can't do it, but I can understand a man picking up a palette and a paintbrush and painting a picture. I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
My brain gets that. What my brain cannot fathom is how somebody could take like a block of stone and a chisel and a hammer and go tap, tap, tap. And the next thing you know, you've got a shape, an elephant or some such thing. And it's put me in mind of a wonderful quote by, I would imagine, the world's greatest sculptor ever. I don't mean Rodin, but, in the same class, Henry Moore, when somebody asked him, how do you do that? And he said, well, I just pick up a chisel and a hammer and I just chip away all the bits of rock that don't look like an elephant. Wow. Now, how does that relate to magic? Well, it's the same thing. What is my end objective with this? What do I want that audience to feel? Not just see. I know you and I have spoken about this. This is something you and I absolutely love and adore. What are they feeling while they're watching you? It's not, we know they're watching, but what are they feeling? And that, I think, sadly, as you say, on YouTube videos and TikTok and all this stuff, I mean, it's got its place, I'm sure. But you know what? It's not for me, because how do you teach somebody to feel what Arturo Escaño, Senor Juan, Charlie Reynolds, these are the people who say, yeah, when you're on the stage, rather than do that, how about if you push your whole body forward? And, you're learning kinesics, and you read about that in a book.
Yes.
And that's the important thing, and about how this audience feels and joins you, and if you like, in this love affair while that show is happening. Because for me, it's a love affair. Magic and the audience, they're not separate for me. I know you feel the same way about that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's Vladimir Kandinsky, the painter, in 1910 wrote a book that I recommend to every magician, and it's called The Spiritual in Art. And he said exactly that. He talked about painting, but if you translate it to magic, it's exactly that the audience and the painters were separated, and sometimes magician and the audience are separated. So to me, and learning from that is, hey, I have the chance to have an audience. The audience have the chance to be with me. What I'm going to tell them, I have a chance here, and they have a chance to listen something. But if I don't tell them anything interesting, or well, it's a kind of losing time. It's a kind of losing time. It can be funny, can be a good time somehow. But I want to tell them something. I want to use this moment to have a connection, maybe, to make friends, to make this world better, or something. And not, to me, for example, it's not just a trick that I learned somewhere, but I don't have any idea about what is that trick about. No, I want to tell you why this trick is so amazing. I want to tell you why magic is so beautiful. You know what I mean?
I know
and
exactly
that
what you
way I
mean.
think
Yes.
the connection with the audience is deeper and is connecting souls.
Beautifully put, connecting souls. It becomes an experience for them. Yeah, you and I have spoken about this, right? Where the performance art of magic is an experience. Yes, it's like
Yeah.
back in the day. Probably only the older guys will remember this. Dame Marga Fontaine, when she danced in Swan Lake, you know, the dying swan. There were grown men sitting in the audience with tears running down their face. You know, she's just a lady on stage in a leotard and dancing a ballet. But it was the emotion, it was the movement. That swan is dying, right? That's performance art. Now, as you say, some magicians are funny, and that's okay. But
It's
even
okay.
that
No,
funniness,
and I have fun with them. That's absolutely fine.
yeah. But that fun
know,
also
but-
needs to be that experience, right?
Yeah, it's about to me what makes me feel good. You know, I feel good doing that kind of things, but I respect that some other want just to do something different. I totally respect, and maybe he's right. You know what I mean? Maybe he's right.
Possibly, but you know, it doesn't.
You know,
work
I
for
wanted
you
to
from-
show you. I wanted to show you. Let me see if I can show you a video that I recorded during the pandemic, and where I put together magic and something new, or kind of new. Maybe it's not. Who knows? And an idea. Let me.
Can we
see
do
if
that in a
this-
little bit, Javi, if you don't mind? Yeah.
Sorry.
Javi? Can we do that
Yes.
in a little while? Okay, in a little while.
Oh,
if you don't
sure,
mind.
sure. Okay,
Because
okay.
what I
Yeah.
wanted to talk to you about, and I think there's a lot of people here would be very, very keen. And indeed, when we have the recording edited, etc., and put up on the showcase, who are very, very interested in this. I know I am. I mean, you talk to me about it, but let's share it with everybody else. First off, I think let's pull up a picture of you and Johnny Thompson, blessings for his memory, and Mike Close. There you are. Some people will know this, that the consultant from the get-go for the Fool Us show was Johnny Thompson. And after his passing, I believe it was Mike that took over, right?
No, we're both of them.
They were both of them.
Were
Okay.
yes.
At the time when it was there. Okay. And then I think we've got a still of you backstage with Penn Jillette and Teller as well. There you are.
Yeah.
Right? With these guys are just backstage. And well, I think those of us who work in television, and particularly this show, and understand the things behind it, etc., without going into too much detail, the end result is that you got the trophy, right? You got the trophy. I think we have a picture of you with it. We have a picture of you with it.
Probably my trophy is on those pictures. Especially, I love Penn and Teller, of course, but I got the trophy there. Yeah. And I have the trophy here, so
I was wondering if you might pull it up and show it to everybody, the real deal, not just a picture.
it's
oh
over
wow,
here.
there it is.
This
Yeah,
is the
look
trophy.
at that.
Beautiful.
Yeah. That's
beautiful
really,
trophy,
really,
yeah.
really cool. Yeah, that takes part of.
What I what I was talking before, that my real trophy was to have the chance to be to make friends with Michael Close and Johnny Thompson. That is amazing. That has made in my magical career. It makes a difference before and after that. It's a plot point for me, for my life in magic. And Johnny Thompson, oh man, we spend nights together, and I get a little. I learned so much from him. Every word he said was wise. You know, was really
pure gold,
really
pure gold.
Was pure gold, and we connect so quickly. We were together for a month only. We have been together few times in life, but in Full Us and after Full Us, we spent nights talking about Divernon, Ascanio, and slating everybody. And I learned so much from him. He's a big loss. And the second time I went to Fula's show, unfortunately, was the moment he was in hospital, and was very sad for me. And I performed there, and I remember I had my eyes in red because of that. And moments before the show, I had to put some drops on my eyes to try to not appear like a vampire or something crazy on TV.
Yeah.
But it affect me.
Oh, carry on.
No. Yeah, it's okay. Let's talk about something.
I know. Yeah, yes. Let's just. But I think before we move on, a very good, very dear pal of mine. I spent a lot of time in Vegas with him in his home, etc. Paul Viho, who Johnny referred to as his son. Yeah. I mean, he had to do a show that night when Johnny passed. But hey, it's showbiz, like you say. You put things in your eyes, you pop the tablet, you go out there and strut your stuff, and you do it, and that's what it's really all about.
And that my second performance was I did the gypsy thread, and was very delicate because it's a very old trick. Everybody knows that trick, and I was going there to full Penn and Teller with the gypsy thread trick in my version, my technique, my whatever you want. But I was not exactly in the mood to do something like that on TV at that moment with Johnny, and I was like, because you know what, Johnny and Michael, they both were supporting us as performers in a way that I've never seen, in an amazing way. I remember, for example, Michael closed at the very last moment. I were going to enter the stage to perform. At the first time, he said to me, Javi, just remember one thing. Remember that you are Javi Benetiz, and enjoy it. And I was like, oh, wow. I don't have to be worried about the trick or if I'm in Penn and Teller show or TV or no, just remember, I've been devoting my life to magic, and to the trick that I'm going to do is one of my favorite tricks, and I'm Javi Benitez. That's it. Let's go. And was amazing. Was the best thing that someone could tell me. And Johnny also the same. He was telling me so many things, and I don't want to bother you with all these stories, but
no, go ahead.
It's like being with them is like reading 10 books in a row, in a night.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. Yes. I've had similar experiences with Dear Ali Bongo and a dear friend and mentor of mine, Pat Page. I mean, you could sit there for 6, 7, 8 hours just drinking cups of tea, and it just sometimes it's just one sentence and it stays with you all your life. Like Michael said to you, just remember, you're Javi Benitez. That's it.
That's it.
Everything else rolls from there. And that is the absolute beauty of these wonderful gentlemen and legends. Michael, if I'm not mistaken, we've had some great editors for MUM, which is the monthly publication of the SAM. One of them, in fact, that I worked with for a few years with articles, etc., was he's still around, and the editor emeritus, and that's Dave Goodsell. And I think Michael at one stage, I will stand corrected, was also the editor of MUM at one stage of the magazine. I mean, we've had some great editors there as well. I want to take you, of course, yes, Magic Castle, FISM. Yeah, you want to talk a little bit about you at FISM? I think everybody knows that, but you can share a little bit anyway.
Well, I can. This is, I won one prize in FISM. You can see here, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful prize, this one too.
Yeah.
And yeah, to me, FISM means a lot. But well, I mean, I'm not a guy that I don't want to compete because I want to be better than anyone or anything like that. I just want to compete to have a deadline, to have to push me to do something, to have a day to finish something, like to have a routine and to perfect it and make it better and better, and that will make me better. So that's why I compete to, but it's not. I'm not thinking about the prize. And if you see my full ass performance, I at the end I was full. I was totally amazed, and I didn't even was thinking that there was a prize there. And they say, "Hey, you won," and I was like, "What the hell? What I won? I don't know what."
Yeah.
No, you fool us. And I was like this, and I didn't know that they were. So you can see Teller giving me the prize, and I'm like, okay, good. And then, oh, there is a prize here. I didn't know that there was a prize. And so I'm not thinking on that. And I think, well, maybe for some people it's good, but not to me. I remember one magician, I'm not going to tell you the name, but very famous in Spain. Not Juan Chamariz, don't worry. that he was he won a big a FISM, a first prize, and he quit from card magic and from the magic he was doing because he reached being the best in the world, because of that prize. I don't think prizes make you better than anyone. Only can make you better because 1 month before you are practicing really hard and you are trying to be creative, to get a prize, and that makes you better. But you are just fighting or challenging with yourself. It's not with anybody else. And so to me, the prize, well, it's nice, it's okay, and for the family it's good. Hey, mama, look, I got that. And maybe can make your mom or your dad happy, and that's okay. But no, in my case, it's just for example, for Fulas, I was not looking for this. I wanted to share my routine, my Ascanio, Requiem to Ascanio. I wanted to share that to everybody. As much people, more people, the better. And if if I don't have to do it anymore and I have to think about something new, good. If everybody saw, because I want to share. That's why I'm in magic and I'm creating things, because I wanted to see the routines that I create. When I was a child, I wanted to see what I create. So now I want people to see. And if I'm performing for 10 people, 20 people every night, take long time to show to the whole world. It's very difficult. But if you appear on TV and you can reach 10 millions, oh, I share with 10 million people this routine. Amazing, great. I could show people what I think about what is magic, no?
Yes,
and that makes me feel really good.
I absolutely agree, because I think what you just defined, con corazón, with passion, with heart, what you just defined was what dear Eugene, blessing for his memory, would define as, well, they're tricksters, but I'm like a magician. That's fine for them. I'm not, like you were saying, that's okay. And that's when it ceases to be just a craft and becomes a performance art, and you just define being an artist. There's a difference between just being a performer and an artist, and I think you beautifully define that.
Absolutely. I respect. To me, there are like 4 levels of it, but anyway, I respect everyone. Tricksters. If you read Neo Magic from Sharp, he mentioned the tricksters there. So this is really old, and I'm an amateur. I feel that I'm an 85% amateur and hobbyist, and maybe a 15-20% professional, in the way that I enjoy a lot to be a trickster. I enjoy a lot to know, oh, this is new and how this works, and being with magicians and talk and, you know, and watch tricks and puzzles and this and that. I really enjoy that. But as a performer, I want to show the world what I have that no one can give to the world in magic. So I want to show you this part, my most creative one, my most interesting and unique. But in my real life, in magic, my life is magic, but I'm with tricks, I'm watching videos, and like everybody else, I think. So yeah, and I think that's not bad. That's very good. Look, for example, the biggest magician in history for many people, and for me too, Fred Capps. Fred Capps was amazing magician, incredible, but at the same time, he was an amazing hobbyist, a trickster. But he did tricks beautifully.
Yes. Well, yeah, that's an understatement. Yeah.
But I want to be. I want to be like that. No, I want to feel that I never lose that part of me.
I don't think you will, because, you know, you're an artist from the soul. It's not from the outside in, it's from the inside out. I think you will agree, yes?
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Javi, speaking of that, I mean, I'm watching the clock here as well, because as I mentioned earlier, we want people to have an opportunity to talk to you. But before we do that, you know, when we were talking and prepping for the show over the months and weeks, there's a particular favorite. No, I know you can't do everything, and this is not a lecture, but I would like to bring you back to give us a lecture sometime. But if people go, I can't wait, they can go to your website. What is your website?
My website is www.javibenitez.com.
Okay.
javibenitez.com. I don't know.
Okay, I think we can put that up in chat.
Maybe. What was the trick that you are mentioning? Your favorite one?
Yeah, well, I was kind of leading you into that. Oh my gosh, my psychology works. Wow. I fooled Javi Benitez. Wow, we got to do it. Yeah,
I think so. Well, where do you want to go? Okay,
I'll tell you where I want to go. I want to go when you were a very, very young man, really a young man, and your dear padre, your father, showed you something, and it's absolutely one of my favorites. Do you think you've got a deck in your hand? Do you think you could possibly, por favor, share it?
I do here, a deck of cards. I really do.
Okay.
Yeah, well, but okay, well, you want me to share, but just the trick or the explanation too? Well, okay, I do very quickly this trick, and this trick is beautiful. It's beautiful because you can do over Zoom, you can do with your family in a meeting, in a reunion, you know, anytime, small Christmas or
family gathering. Yeah.
Family gathering, or even in a theater with 1,000 of people. So you can do in many places, and all you need is 5 cards. There is a version of this trick that is very old, but this one is this idea is from my father. If I'm right, I think I'm right. And the idea is this: you tell everybody to take 5 cards, okay, and show the cards from the front, from the back, so they can show the cards as any 5 cards, and you tell them, hey, take the cards face down like this, like I have, okay, and everybody does, and you say to everyone, take the first card and put face up below, okay, like this. So even if you have cards in your hands and you are doing this, you can do it with me, okay? So first card, face up, below. Second card, face up, below, like this. Very, very clear, very clear. Third card is different because this card is gonna be face down, okay, at the bottom, like this, okay. The fourth card goes face up, and face down, face up at the bottom, like this, very clear. And the last card, this one, the fifth card, you take it, you turn face up also and to the bottom. Okay, so everybody have one card in the middle, face up, but you do your magic, blah, 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 and then you show that you have all the cards face down, and they will have one card face up. And you say, no, but you didn't say the magic words correctly. You didn't say the magic word correctly. So now you can repeat and repeat. One card face up, another card face up, one card face down. Look at this. One card face down. Okay. Fourth card face up. And last card, this one, the fifth one, face up. And magic. And in your hands, all the cards are face down. And in their hands, one card is not face down. And I have a routine with this that is more complex, but yeah, I explain it sometimes. Yeah, you like it?
I love it. You know I love it. But Javi,
what?
Listen, could you tip it?
What?
Yeah, there's a bottle of Rioja in it for you, and jamon. Okay.
Okay, well, if there is jamon and Rioja, then I explain, okay?
Okay.
Then I explain. I want to show you this because here you have here a QR, so you can put your phone, okay? And then you will go directly to my website and you can buy for free this trick that I just did, and you can do with your friends, with everybody. So everybody that is watching this video have for free in my website this trick, my dad's trick, with all the explanation, the 3 phases of it and everything. Okay, so you have the QR there, and just with the phone, quickly plank the camera and there. Because maybe someone is like going, you know, into the bathroom and oh no, he's running for the phone and taking the phone, and you know, can be a mess. So let me explain quickly for you so everybody can do, and I'm sure my father would love me to share this with the magic community, so as much people doing this trick, it must be better. And this is an old trick. This was done by a double back card or double face card, okay? So you did the same thing, and at the end, of course, you have all the cards face down because one of them is double, okay? Double back. But in this case, what my father added is that you can do with regular cards. So what you do is the first card, okay, when you put face up, you don't put it square only, but you do a glide here, okay? Or you just push with these fingers. So when you point to the next, you are going to take the next card, you push below. You take the second card, turn face up, square here, but when you go to the third card, you make the glide here, okay? And you take the third card. So look, the 2 cards are like this with a step. The third card that is face down, you put it like this, square. In this case, the third card goes square. The fourth card goes here and backward, like this. And now when you take the fifth card, what you are really doing is taking both cards together, the third card and the fifth card together, okay? Are both here. So when you turn this double card and you put it, like this, below, now, of course, all the cards are gonna be face down. Yes?
Wow, yes.
Explain. You can do this with family. Is really funny. It's really funny. And if you read in the PDF that I'm giving to you for free, you can learn 3 phases and more. One phase where people say, no, but this card and this card. So they decide which card you put face up and face down. So it's a whole routine, really, really funny, that I usually do on my Zoom shows and when I'm with the family and friends, and it's really enjoyable. It's really fun. And also you have this routine with the double card. I think David Williamson did one time in a show on TV many years ago. Yeah, with the whole audience.
Absolutely great. Thank you for sharing that, Javi. Before we go,
you're very welcome.
Thank you. I'm sure everybody will join in
and
say
well,
thank
if you enter to my website, you can check more products that I have there, and if we have time, we talk a little bit about it.
Oh, sure.
No,
We do have
if you
time.
want.
We're going to go to the meet and greet. You mentioned you wanted to run a little video as well. If you
Oh
want us to
yeah,
show
sure,
people.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were talking about magic and intention or a message behind magic. So let me try to show you this. Benetiz here. You know, the world has been going too fast during the last years. I think this moment gives us the perfect opportunity to start taking things much slower. Don't you think? This would allow us to enjoy much more every second. It's much more fun, no doubt. So why not we change the rules of the game?
Love it. That's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, so it's not only the process of creating something new, but also to not stopping there. You remember this sentence that Di Vernon always said, and I learned from Johnny Thompson, is we stop thinking too fast, no? Too quick. And also Howard Hamburg always tell me that sentence, and I have that in mind. I have an idea, oh, this ball that can kind of float in the air, go slowly from here to here. That's great. That's the trick. But what can I say with this? So I don't stop there, and I spend another day maybe to think about, well, we are in this pandemic and we have time now to think that maybe we have been going too fast. And why don't we, slow down a little bit and appreciate more every moment in life? And wow, to me, boom, the message and the feeling of the trick, the feeling of the effect match perfectly. And it's like, wow, I'm saying something here. And I like that. I really like that with magic, we can say something that can touch your heart.
Yeah, it's a message. Interesting, you talked about scripting. I just, well, you know this, and we've talked privately. This is one of my favorite things in magic, scripting. And before we go to the meet and greet, I will simply say the next Darkstone Dossiers is on the 2nd of April, same time, 4 p.m. Eastern, US. By then, the clocks would have changed elsewhere, so that'll be 9 p.m., I guess, in England, and 10, wherever it is in Europe, and other places. Anyway, I'll be posting about that later on. And the two people on there are Chris Philpott and Mike Elizad. And Mike, of course, as you know, is involved with special effects for movies, etc. And both these guys are coming on, and they're going to be talking about scripting, because Chris Philpott scripted Mike Elizad's act for The Magic Castle. So I figured it'd be great to have them both on, but that's, down the line anyway. What I'd like to do now is to obviously begin by saying a huge, muchas gracias, hermano. Thank you so much, Javi. Really, it's just been...
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Wow.
It's really my pleasure.
Of course, a huge thanks to our president-elect, Wan Chao, and of course to the dean of our SAM International for handling all the technical directing, etc., which he always does. Otherwise, I'd be lost without him. And of course, to another gentleman who's a member of SAM International, Peter Stevens, who always comes and mans the gallery and makes sure there's no nonsense going on in the audience. So I almost always acknowledge him. And of course, to all the many members that are here, let's now, I think, go to, looking at the clock, let's go to free up the chat and the mics. And if I can remind you, please, if you want to speak with Javi, just go down to reactions and put the little hands up that you get on Zoom, and you can speak directly to Javi.
I just want to say thank you both to Javi and Anthony. In baseball vernacular, you guys knocked it out of the park. This was a total grand slam show. Phenomenal. So,
and I'm handsome, as you can see.
Yes. Now you see why I love this guy, because we both got this real, if you're not got a sense of humor and magic, and you're not having fun with people amongst magicians, obviously, then get out of the business. Seriously, if you're going to take yourself that seriously, get out of the business.
Yeah, no.
You gotta have
Always
fun,
have
man.
fun. But
Yeah,
for
first-
those people that don't understand, this is fake. It's not real. Maybe some people think, no, these teeth are ugly. No, this is my real teeth. Okay, not this. Come on. Well, oh.
Now,
Oh,
aren't you
Jesus
glad
Christ.
you came?
I don't understand this. I don't understand it. Oh, look, it's broken. This is the plastic part. Mm. Oh. Mm. 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 Boom. Now, perfect.
Oh man, that's crazy. That's great. This is when you get together with people like that in a room. It's 3 or 4 of you guys, and it's like 3 a.m. or whatever. This is the kind of absolute silliness that goes on. Say like
Yes.
hanging out with Joel, and he kind of reaches down in his sock and he pulls out a bottle of Glenmorangie or some such thing. And this to me is magic. It really is
Yeah.
magic. I see hermano Hippie Torales is really nodding away.
Yeah, I like that. No, the surprise when you don't expect something, that something happened, and as a magician, I learned this in Japan from Jeff, a juggler and clown, and he said to me, "You as a magician have the party inside, and you can take the party out whenever you want." And that's something that is amazing. So I wanted to do now, like, okay, now the expectation is like we are going to talk about, Q&A or something, and then, pam, something suddenly happened, and we can open that door and have that party, and we can do a trick or anything, and it's something, wow, unexpected. And things like that I love it. I really love it. I enjoy a lot.
I mean, it's a beautiful running gag where, you kind of get the gag, okay, that's funny, and then it swaps to another one, and then another one. All the teeth come out.
Yeah, I do many times, and
Okay,
you cannot imagine for how long people remembered you because of this.
Yeah.
Still, people stop me on the street and, hey, you one night in one bar, you did something with the teeth, and they remember my face, and they cannot forget that I'm a magician and I do tricks. So it's amazing. It's in my website, by the way. So if you want to learn, you can get it there.
Okay. I think everybody should visit your website. And then certainly, we've got plenty of schedules and different things happening in the next several months that we've got to organize. But we'll definitely get you back. So to do a lecture. Before we shoot over to open up everybody to meet and greet, etc., could we please call up most illustrious? This is how we address the president of the whole SAM, Mr. Tom Gentile, and I believe he wants to tell us about a little happening he's organized for the 27th of March, sir. Is that right?
Yes, and Javi, congratulations and welcome to the Society of American Magicians. It is so great to welcome you to the fold. We are a worldwide organization, and I'm glad you are part of it and that you are on our side.
Thank you very much. It's an honor for me to be part of it. It's a real honor. Well, thank you so much, Tom.
I don't know if Anthony has told you in the last 3 or 4 weeks, he's had information on looking for people that know anything about Houdini. And I'm glad to hear that there's a Houdini hall in Madrid. Did I hear that right?
Yes,
yeah,
that's right.
Pablo Segovia has got like a little magic club, and he calls it the Houdini Room. Is that right, Javi? Yeah.
Yeah, he was running the Houdini Room. Yeah, it's a big club, and it's kind of Magic Castle to have an idea,
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, a week from tomorrow, we will be going around the world talking about different stories on Houdini. You've already been, if being a member, you should have gotten some emails from the national administrator because notice has gone out a couple of times already. And we are starting in Australia and coming west around the world, coming through Morocco and Germany and France and Italy and coming up in the Netherlands and coming around to Great Britain and Spain and Portugal. And we'd love to have you visit for a spell. So that would be wonderful to stop on by. Presents are not required, but your presence is appreciated. So if you can come by and stop by, give us a little quick story, we'd love to have you.
Thank you. Yeah, sure.
Thank you, most illustrious.
My very good friend Dick Corwinder is here too.
Yeah, I noticed.
Hi, Dick. Yeah. So good to see you. Terrell, hi. Terrell.
Hey, good to see you.
Hey, good to see you, my friend. How are you?
I can't believe that I had to come to Spain twice and not learn this trick, and now you gave it away today.
I'm always talking about palming and difficult techniques and Ascanian things and theory, but the real thing is that this trick is amazing.
First we had Ra Chow.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Anthony, for arranging this. This was so amazing, incredible to have Javi here. And I really loved your gag. Javi, your video at the beginning was so entertaining and so spontaneous. And it actually really got me too, because I didn't know anything was set up between you and Anthony. So that was so great. And, you come on here and you sit down and you're so natural in your own environment there. And you talk to us like friends, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, everybody that is listening this, please go to Quebec and enjoy FISM. It's going to be an awesome convention. I'm sure it's going to be. The line is great. The magician and FISM is the biggest and most beautiful convention ever. Don't miss it. This is amazing. I really love it.
That's so great to
Canada
say that,
and Quebec, I've been there two times, and wow, I love Canada. I really love.
Thank you, Javi. Thank you, Anthony, for setting this up.
Oh, you're most welcome, Rod. And as you know, these things are pretty easy, actually. About 3 or 4 minutes of preparation. We switch on a camera, and that's it. Joe's cracking up. Yeah.
No, it's so much work, Anthony. So much preparation.
Months of work, as you know. The hard part was actually finding a pilot to fly him back from the Seychelles to go get his pajamas. That was a hard bet. That was a hard bet. Because all the stewardesses on board the plane were just sitting there pointing at him and laughing. Dear Ariel Frelick from Canada, of course. Ariel, floor's yours, sir.
Hello. First of all, thank you, everybody, especially Anthony and Javi. Hello, Javi.
Yeah, hello, Ariel.
If not,
good
that's
to
okay
see you.
Too. Thank you, and likewise. I have a short anecdote to tell you about magicians and sense of humor. Now, some of you may recognize the name Tom Ransom. He's very important in editing many, many books by Kaufman and others, but he's otherwise an underground figure. However, he's brilliant and can do all kinds of things. So when I was young, I spent a lot of time, many nights with Tom, doing things from the sublime to the ridiculous. And one of our favorite pastimes was gags for magicians. So we came up with this, the world's easiest second deal. A sense of decorum is in order. Watch. I made a video of this April 1st saying brand new second deal, $24.95. Easy to do, etc., etc. So I thought everybody would laugh. One magician on Facebook made a comment. Well, I don't know, $24.95 is a lot for, a card with a slit in it. And he was dead serious. I could tell from the way he wrote. I forget what he wrote exactly, but he was dead serious about it. So I replied, I tried everything. I tried glue, I tried staples and thumbtacks, and nothing worked as well as this. I figured, for sure he'd understand.
I can totally understand you, because this trick with the ball that goes slowly, I put in my YouTube channel and I explain it, explaining it So I create a big thing, and it was huge, the thing, and wires everywhere. And you could see the white wires, and I said it's white because with the white light it makes invisible.
Right.
And and I put that, and then some people writing, oh, it's a pity that you are putting out the secret of your tricks. And it was like, what?
And they were serious? You think they were serious?
Yes, some of them were serious. Yeah.
Well, if I may say something, I'm not a fan of scientific explanations, in general. I mean, a gag is a gag, but I don't think it's such a good idea because a lot of people really believe them. I know somebody, I don't remember who it was, who did a broken and restored rubber band and explained that there's something about the atoms in elastics that hook back up to each other. And the moment he said that, somebody in the audience completely lost interest. Oh, that's all it is. So you have to be careful with scientific explanations. People really don't know as much as we often give them credit for.
Absolutely. I learned that. Yeah.
Senor Hippie Torales, the floor is yours, sir.
When you did the slow motion with the ball, there's actually a gentleman, I don't know if you've seen him, on TikTok that does a whole routine, but he does it with camera photography. Everything is slowed down where he's moving in normal speed. So I don't know if you inspired him or somebody may have mentioned it to you, but this gentleman does the whole video where he's breaking a glass and it's moving in slow motion, everything except him.
Yeah.
I mean, I got the video. If you wanted me to share it, I could, share it with the.
I think I've seen it. I think I've seen it.
Okay.
Because when I put this video on internet, someone talked about someone that was doing something with video editing that was similar somehow. No, I don't. I were not inspired by him or in any way, but this came by chance. It just happened. I was trying something else, and this effect appeared there. But I think in the movie Illusionist, or one of these big movies about magicians, appears, I think it's an orange that goes up or falls slow or something like this. And it's kind of a similar effect too. So yeah.
The only other thing I was going to say is that when you were talking about magic and the process of it, I've learned, because I don't do magic, but I do entertain. I'm a DJ. I've been DJ for almost 50 years. That one of the processes I've realized that works really well is to study from every art, whether it be stage, magic, ventriloquism, any kind of art, even sports, and adapt it to whatever it is your art form is. So for example, for me, like I'll go back to vaudeville and I'll go and study what they did, what they used, how they did it, and try and adapt it to what I'm doing. And I find that, so when you said that, when a lot of these young people are video, they don't realize how much you can capture from what someone else did a long time ago and update it to what you want to do. And there is so much to learn in all the old art forms. It becomes really amazing how much you can share just by doing that exploration. I just find it amazing. And the other thing is, I don't know if you know Edward de Bono. There's a gentleman named Edward de Bono, and he created lateral thinking, and I was turned on to it. I forgot the magician from Spain when we were at Fectors. He told me, listen, you want to check this guy out. So if any of you that want to think of lateral thinking or go beyond what your normal setting is, I would look up Edward de Bono, all his books, whatever he's got written, any videos. One of the most
I think his book Lateral Thinking or something
lateral
like that.
Lateral Thinking. Yep, exactly.
And the eight hats and things like that. Yeah,
exactly.
I've spent years reading his stuff, and I can tell you, you're absolutely 1,000,000% correct. That has helped my magic. It's just maybe a tiny nuance as a way a card is dealt or a look. The subtleties that you can get from that, you absolutely brilliant. You brought it up, and while you were speaking, I'm sure many folks here will know this. You certainly would have heard of him, Jackie Chan. the actor, he got a lot of his comedy timing. I mean, I don't know him personally, but you know, I've seen this and read about it, where he credited Buster Keaton. Apparently, he spent months and months and years watching old Buster Keaton movies, and that's
well, I think also magicians, we should watch Buster Keaton at least once a week, like a pill. It's like the Fred Kapp's act. You have to see the Fred Kapp acts at least once a month, just in the beginning of your magic life, and maybe every day, because yeah, for example, my Requiem act, the one that I did in full as the first time and was viral and tons, millions of viewers. This act, the beginning of it is classical music. Actually, it's a sonata, and I applied the rhythm and then the structure and everything, and then the meaning, and I learned that from theater, from cinema also. There are so many things in all arts, and you can be inspired from a book, from a movie, from a visual artist, from everywhere, and it's important for us to be, you know, sensitive to any kind of art, because any kind of art can give us one day the clue for something great.
You're right, because he was a guest, as some of you will know who've attended it, and Joel certainly knows, not that long ago. I think it may have been earlier this year. I can't recall, or late last year, on the Darkstone Dossiers. And he was also a FISM champion back in the day. Until this day, and I dare say other people, cannot listen to Vivaldi's Spring without visualizing Lance Burton and candles.
Yeah.
So that's a perfect example of doing that. I mentioned earlier on with Jeff and a couple of friends, when I did the Wonderground, I had a slot the Wonderground in Vegas some years ago now. I did a whole thing because of the venue by quoting from Shakespeare. It's something I'd never done before with this effect, but because of the venue, I needed to get instant attention, because there's people sitting around over the back drinking or whatever. And then, of course, when you got Shakespeare booming, that was just a short bit, about 4 lines. That's it. And so you're right. The scripting, everything comes. My son back, he doesn't do magic anymore. He's 40 now. But back in the day when he was doing his thing, he would spend hours and hours watching ice skaters. And so these points that both Hippie and Javi have made, I would urge you, it doesn't matter how old you are. If you're a young guy in magic, like 17, like Javi, yeah, or an old guy, 15 and a half, I'm sorry, yeah, or an old guy, it doesn't matter, right? There's always something out there that you can take and say, well, I've done it like this for years, but there's a better way. You may not know what it is, but it's there. It's there. It's there.
Can I share one more thing about the arts from a different form? I don't know if you've run into this, but if you ever have a situation where you make a mistake, one thing jazz artists do is they repeat it. So they play the wrong note on the piano. You play it again. You play it again. It's no longer a wrong note. It becomes a little cycle of a routine of yours. And the public believes that to be part of what you're doing. You no longer have an accident or a mistake. So if you drop something in the middle of an act, pick it up, drop it again, pick it up, drop it again. It becomes a comedy gag in your routine. It's no longer a mistake you made.
Yeah. That happened to the great Pau Casals, the cello artist, and he was playing, and in one moment he made a mistake in the note, and then he put that note repeating and repeating, and everybody was like, wow, he saved the whole thing. Yeah. For you, it's a mistake. And you have to, to defend, to fight for it and say, no, this is great. Come on, bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, one of the things that I always say, and I'm not sure, well, in workshops, not so much in lectures, but in workshops is, great, you've perfected the effect. Now, the outs, which is, I think, what Hippie was talking about. What are the outs? What do you mean? So what happens if this happens? What are you going to do? What happens if this happens? What are you going to do? Well, once you've got that, and the example and analogy that I tend to use a lot is, if you're a flyer on the trapeze and you check the net yourself before you go up, something psychologically inside you says you can do a better performance because you've checked that net. You know, if you miss the catcher and you fall, that net is not going to snap because you've checked the net. It's a kind of, you have to think about it a little bit, but it's a good analogy, because then you can go over there and do a triple somersault as a flyer and then, you know, jump into the catcher's hands. And you see this with a lot of folks. I mean, and I've seen this, you know, sadly a lot, where people don't have some kind of notion of a script. I'm not saying you have to, you know, repeat it like a Shakespeare play, but you have to have a notion of what you're going to say and when, and the notion of when you need to keep silent and count to 4 in your head, because they need time to process what you just said. So there's a lot of that. And I think Javi very wonderfully touched on all of these elements. And that was my reason for chasing him, you know, from Machu Picchu to the Seychelles to everywhere else, in and out of his pajamas, to come on and talk about that, because I think he mentioned all of that in some subtle ways, some directly, that makes people stop and think. And I don't care how long you've been in magic. You say, well, yeah, everybody liked it. No, not everybody liked it. Everybody was being polite. There's a difference between what I call the golf clap, you know, and somebody going, oh, right? So there's all of that, which, again, you know, Javi fulfilled beautifully today in some of his anecdotes and things. And, you know, never get old.
Thank you. By the way, I would like to if some of you want to see more tricks and more things that I do, you can follow my Instagram. That is Javi Benetiz Magician. And there I have many short videos with magic. If you reach in my story, I were doing breakfast magic videos. So during breakfast, I was recording short stories with magic, also that you can find in my Instagram and also in my YouTube channel, that is Javi Benetiz Magic. You can find some videos that I've been doing if you want to know more about me. And also I would like to tell you guys that I'm preparing a workshop, a card magic workshop. So those interested in palming and some of my routines and some of your techniques, I'm doing a workshop. And if someone is interested, you can write to my mail, info@javibenitez.com. info@javibenitez.com. In my website, you can find also a way to contact me. So if anyone is interested in the workshop, please contact me, because I can send you all the information and everything.
When is this workshop? Okay. When is it?
I'm preparing the group. So so right now I have few people. I didn't mention too much. Okay. And I'm starting. And once we have a group, we put a day. It's gonna be online. I will have another workshop probably on July, at the end of July. So here in Sevilla, in my country home, is a beautiful place, and I'm thinking in making a workshop there too. So those who write to me in the email will receive all the information, just in case they want to visit the beautiful Sevilla and to be 4 days of magic together.
I'll talk to you later on, Javi, and then we'll promote that through the SEM and through, you know, our members assembly page. You know this as other people and other places, I'm sure. Yeah. You know, I'm not too worried about the cards, but I want to come to Sevilla for the jabón.
Yes, you will love it. You will love it. I know. Everybody here listening and watching is invited to Sevilla, and this is true. If you want to come to Sevilla and you are planning to come to Spain, please send a mail to me, call me, because I will be very happy to show you a couple of places that are very amazing. And I do that. Many friends of me tell me, hey, a friend of mine is going to Sevilla, and I'm more than happy to show this city and to talk. And if you're a magician, much the better, because we can hang out and talk about magic. So please do it.
Yeah, let's do a 3-day workshop with a couple of shows. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk. Well, I think, ladies and gentlemen, if there is no one else with the raised hand or nothing in chat.
Most illustrious.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
I just want to reiterate what a wonderful weekend session this was. Amazing amount of information. And just also want to remind all the new members, Javi, I know you've only been a member 3 weeks, but we also have a V1.1 assembly and a V1.2 assembly. They are on the 3rd Sundays of each month, and the exchange of information that you could bring to us and we can bring to you. You know, we welcome the world, and we welcome all the magicians working together.
Duly signed by the gentleman that was just speaking.
Look. I see that. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much. And I received also this pin. So everybody check this out. This beautiful pin that you receive as a member is gorgeous. Yeah. Thank you so much. Look, in this table, what I have in this bag, and the person knows what is here. This is one, yes, Dirk, if you can unmute Dirk Corwinder, because here I have something really special, and I always have this on my table, even if I'm not going to do this trick. And look at this, because this one is so special that he was so nice to write. Nice.
Oh, you have a signed version.
Sorry, it's upside down. Look.
Oh, nice.
Beautiful. Is amazing. Thank you, Dirk. Oh, look, Dirk is showing his card.
Yes. Mine
is better. Dirk,
yeah,
mine is
not
better
signed.
because
I've
mine.
Not a signature on it.
Mine is much better. It's signed by the creator. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I kiss this card, and it's like kissing you. I love you. I love you. He's such a great man. He's such a great man. Oh, you have the chance to have to pass some time being with him. Please, he's incredible. Thank you so much, Dirk.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming along, Dick. It was really a pleasure to have you here, sir.
It's my.
Oh my God!
It was a great pleasure. Great meeting.
I love your backdrop. Let's see if we can pull him up. That's too good a backdrop not to look. Oh my gosh, Channing, Jay Marshall. Oh my gosh. Well, the professor.
Tony Slidini.
Slidini, of course. Yes. Some I can't see too well. But anyway, what an amazing.
Marlowe.
Oh yeah, Marlowe. Yes.
Yeah.
I see
Mike
it now.
Skinner.
Yeah.
Michael Skinner there.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. That's one heck of a backdrop.
That's a nice wall.
That's a great wall you got there, Dick. Yeah, really wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. That's really cool. Yeah,
You're welcome.
You.
All of you.
Yeah,
it was such a fun. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if there's nobody else or raised hands or anything else, we will.
Well, I want to say something because we have a Dick Corwinder here. I don't know if this happened in United States, but when Juan Chamariz did the Dick Corwinder car in Spain 30 years ago, maybe more than 30 years ago, everybody.
I invented the car in 1971.
In 1971, but I think Juan make it popular in Spain in 84, 82, maybe in 1980.
No, maybe earlier already.
Maybe earlier.
He was a customer of Ken Brook, and Ken Brook has the selling rights while I was marketing the car, and I think maybe already in 1972 or something.
Okay, maybe, but when I was a child and I was like 6, 7 years old, Chamariz did it again on TV, And at that time in Spain, there was only one channel. Okay.
Yeah.
So that means that 40 million people saw the car winner car, the trick. And everybody in Spain, everybody in the street knew about the car trick. Yeah, it was so popular.
It also happened that he was doing the car at New Year's Eve at the Cabaret du Monde in French.
Yeah.
And it was also, in Europe, you could see it. And he was doing it 10 minutes before the clock of 12. So many people have seen it at that time. It was amazing. Yes.
Yeah, it was so amazing. And I remember being with a friend of mine 10 years after Tamariz did that on TV, and there was not recording or internet to see the video. So, and 10 years after, many people will remember the car. Oh yeah, this magician that this trick with a car that is stopping the car. After 10 years, they were still talking about your trick, and I have this in my memory forever. It's such incredible.
Yeah, Dick. Sorry, Dick. Before I forget, I'll come back to you, sir. Before I forget. You mentioned TV Du Monde, which is you can pick up on TV5 in Europe, and there's a wonderful program. I can't remember his last name. Patrick something is the host, and they always have some of the best magicians in the world because the consultant there is Danny Larry. Yes, that's somebody.
Yeah, he's like Cabaret Du Monde.
Illusionist.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, it's just
every edition he had a special illusion. It was very impressive.
Yeah, very impressive. Danny Larry always performs something there, and then this is it. And if you can find a way somehow, even if you're in the States, to get TV5, as it's known in Europe, TV Du Monde, basically, and it's out of Switzerland, if I'm not mistaken. It's a French channel, but out of Switzerland, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but anyway, that show, I can't think of the guy's name. Anyway, I think. Basically, I'm sure we could all hang out here for forever and a day, but we need to wrap it up. And thanks to everybody, and of course, a huge thanks to Javi. So,
thank you very much. Yeah, we could talk about many things, but has been a pleasure to be with you
thank you.
This moment here with all of you and see all the friends here.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for this moment. Is a gift for me. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Danada.
Stay well.
Okay. Stay well, everybody. Enjoy your Sunday. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.